Welcome to Prague! This is our second stop on our European trip. Our flight was less than 3 hours coming from Krakow, Poland, making it easy to check in early, get our walking shoes on, and have all day getting lost in Prague, which by the way was highly suggested by our hotel concierge. We stayed at Hotel Podvazy. Our accommodations were top-notch and very cozy. What really stood out to us about staying here was the staff and location. The service was amazing, and the hotel is located in the center of everything. This made it easy to cover a lot of the city by foot. One of the many features about this hotel is that you're literally staying right next to the Old Town Bridge Tower, guarding the west end of Charles Bridge. We recommend climbing the 138 stairs inside the tower. It's worth the view overlooking Charles Bridge, Old Town, and the Vltava River, and the best place to take your bird's eye view photos during sunrise or sunset. Charles Bridge can get a bit crowded, but we managed to finally make our way to the other side and found a floating restaurant providing the perfect panoramic view of the busy Vltava River and the jewel of Europe, which is Prague. Old Town Square will stand before you with dramatic confidence, and you will be in awe of her. Old Town is one of two main squares in Prague. This square is most notable for the Old Town Hall Tower, astronomical clock, and churches. The beauty of the square must be fully appreciated by sitting back with a cup of coffee or a cool beer at one of the many pavement cafes, taking in people watching and the atmosphere. We thought that maybe seeing the city through a Segway tour would be really fun, until we saw this guy view the city in a whole different way. So we decided to keep trekking by foot. The medieval astronomical clock is a very popular tourist attraction. If you can get a seat at the cafe right below it, it is best. The crowd seemed to form very quickly. It announces every hour with 12 apostles passing by the window above the astronomical dial. Death holds an hourglass beckoning the Turkish man sculpture, which shakes his head in response, and 6 other figures, some animated and some not. This clock shows the medieval perception of the universe, and there are many other representations of time and dates. The weather was absolutely beautiful. Now completely smitten with this jewel of Europe, I couldn't help but get swept away. We got pretty far into the city that we were starting to get lost. Completely our intentions. It really doesn't matter what direction you go in, you will discover something. In our case, we ran into the Municipal House, and what a pleasant surprise! They were having a concert that evening with an all-string orchestra performing the best of Mozart and Dvorak. The concert was beautiful, but just a word of advice, probably a good thing to do your second day in Prague after a good night's sleep. After traveling and walking the city all day, the music was a sweet lullaby. And I think Alfredo and I took turns taking short siestas throughout the concert. It was still a great way to end our first night in Prague. Prague Castle is the largest ancient castle in the world, constructed in the 9th century. Allow at least half a day to examine the castle in depth. We took a tour through parts of the castle, and it was nice to have someone explaining the history and could take us right to the important points of interest. Prague Castle is large, and intimidating, home to many palaces, gardens, museums, monasteries, towers, riding schools, residents, convents, cathedrals, halls, galleries, stables, and chapels. 28 in total. It is a must-see on your visit here. After our visit of Prague Castle, Alfredo and I were heading back down the southern side of the hill when we discovered St. Wenceslaus Vineyard. It's the oldest vineyard in Bohemia from the 10th century. We couldn't believe how lucky we were to find this gorgeous gem tucked away in the hills. We were hungry and a bit tired from walking, and this was a perfect stop. The wine is amazing, and the goulash is just as I remember it growing up with my Norwegian family. The view was absolutely breathtaking. Because you can easily miss this beautiful cafe, it felt like it was our personal best-kept secret, with only a few patrons eating, making it a very romantic and intimate spot. This was a perfect day to find the small things in life that make it amazing, like children playing in the park, and accidentally finding the palace gardens. We were actually looking for something else to tour when we discovered this multi-sloped garden with scenic terraces, architectural decorations, decorative staircases, and fresh fruit that was available to eat. This also only had a few people visiting, making it that more enjoyable and a nice break from the crowds. The Vltava River flows through the center of Prague, perfect for viewing historic buildings running along its banks and getting a different perspective of the city, especially going under Charles Bridge instead of on it, another unique picture-perfect focal point. The river is extremely busy transporting people, goods, and home to swans floating around in search of food. The river has 8 dams and a large canal to make it easier to navigate the strong river current. We enjoyed the river so much that spending an evening on a dinner cruise was the perfect date. Experiencing the Vltava during the day was beautiful, but seeing it by moonlight was pure fantasy. It's a magnificent way to get in your night sightseeing and a romantic evening for dinner all in one.
Is that just vodka? Is that a drink or just straight vodka?
Yes, make the freaking drink.
Vodka juice. Shot, should I do it? Should I do it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay, so that's our drink, and then I'm going to do this. Alright, so how do I do this?
Vodka, and juice.
And then I do that. So I do that, and then I do that. Alright, this is all the juice.
Only vodka. Ready? Let's go! Go, 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 go! Yes! Wait, 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 wait,
Welcome to Ice Pub Prague, a good way to get out of the heat during the summer and have some fun at -7 degrees. Yes, you heard me right, -7 degrees. Ice Pub Prague is located in the largest 5-story music club in Central Europe. You get a 30-minute time slot, a thermal jacket and gloves to keep you warm, and have a cocktail or two. I think 20 minutes would have been just fine because you really start to feel the brutal nip. This was another accidental find, and one we will never forget. Definitely different and a lot of fun. It was time to get lost again in Prague. At least we had a destination in mind, and all we needed to do was find a way to the top of Petrin Hill. And the funicular railway was the best option to take in getting up there. The Petrin Observation Tower was built as a mini version of Paris's Eiffel Tower. It stands 197 feet tall, sitting on a summit that is 1,043 feet high, making this the view of all views of Prague. So I hope you're not afraid of heights. We found that the higher you can go shows how more incredible this city is. So get out there and be adventurous. You'll never know what you're going to run into. We found the craziest things here, like the enormous crawling infant sculptures. And the Sex Machines Museum. Parental discretion is advised. This place is amazing, and the fun never stops. Oh, and don't forget to try a turlo, a yeast dough wrapped around a cylinder, rolled in cinnamon sugar, and then baked over an open flame. We had some filled with Nutella, and it was delicious.
But it's amazing.
Follow us to Venice, Italy, part 3 of our European trip.